Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my review for Lucha Underground Season 1, Episode 12. And this episode was taped on October 5th, 2014, but it was aired on January 25th, 2015. And overall, I thought this was a really good episode, but I'm going to start reviewing it so that way you'll know why I thought it was a really good episode, because that's the whole purpose of having a review. So let's get into this review. We had the commentary team of Matt Stryker and Vampiro, and the show starts off with a backstage segment with Dario Cueto and Cage. And Dario Cueto talks about how he's been impressed with Cage because he did more than just take the bull by the horns. He took it by he pretty much said the balls, but I think he said it in Spanish. So he says that since Prince Puma's cleared to wrestle tonight, he's going to defend the Lucha Underground Championship against Cage. Then Cage, who puts down the weight to his left and says no, he's going to lose the Lucha Underground Championship to Cage. I like this backstage segment. It was nice and simple, and it made Cage look like a badass, getting it up. And then we had the first match on the show. It was Mil Muertes, or however you say his last name, with Katrina versus Phoenix. And I thought this match was a pretty good match, 3 1/4 stars. Mil Muertes pretty much destroys Phoenix throughout much of the matchup. He hits a belly to back suplex into the corner. He ends up hitting a spear on him. He ends up just absolutely destroying Phoenix, and eventually he ends up hitting a superplex on Phoenix, but Phoenix is able to catch him into a roll-up and pin Mil Muertes. I actually thought this was a pretty good match, 3 1/4 stars. What I liked about the finish is it made Phoenix look like a nice underdog, that he got like a shock win over Mil Muertes, so I like that. So yeah, I like this match, getting it up. So then we had the next match. It was a trios match. I have to find the name of the... it was a trios match. It was the Crew versus Arenas or Genus. I don't remember how to say that person's name. Superfly and Aerial Star. This was also a really good match. I'll give it 3.5 stars. And the match pretty much starts off with Superfly being the legal man in the ring against Cortez. And Superfly hit a cool moonsault on the outside. And Aerial Star then was made legal in the match. He ends up hitting a splash right off of Superfly's shoulders, which looked really cool. And then eventually the Crew ends up getting the heat on Aerostar for a long-ass time. They beat the crap out of him. And then Genus ends up getting the hot tag. He starts going off on everybody. Then the match breaks down into chaos. Everybody starts hitting dives on each other. Cortez actually teased like he was going to do a dive. No, Bayo teased like he's going to do a dive, but he didn't. And then eventually the finish comes when Mr. Cisco and Cortez hit a 3D into a code breaker for the win. So the Crew wins. Makes sense. They're like the dominant faction in Lucha Underground, so it made sense for them to go over. So I liked it, getting it up. Then Vampiro introduced Prince Puma and Conan, and pretty much Prince Puma doesn't say anything. Conan does all the talking for him. He talks about how now Prince Puma is the dominant athlete in Lucha Underground, and Prince Puma is pissed that he got his ass kicked by Cage because it was already after he had a match, and if Prince Puma had been on 100%, he would have put Cage into the hospital. And he also talks about how he doesn't believe in the critics, about what the wall's saying about Prince Puma. He's going to show that he's a superior athlete to Cage tonight. And then Vampiro and Conan ended up getting into an altercation that Prince Puma has to break up. I like this interview, though. I'll give it an up. What I didn't like about this interview was that hopefully it doesn't mean that it's leading to a match between Vampiro and Conan, because that would absolutely suck. Then we had the main event. It was a Lucha Underground Championship match. Lucha Underground Champion Prince Puma with Conan ringside versus Cage. Really good main event. Prince Puma starts off the match, but immediately hitting a dive on the outside on Cage. And then Cage takes over the matchup for a while. He hits a lot of power moves, really grounding the athlete of Prince Puma. And then pretty much the match was pretty much a back-and-forth match. It was kind of Cage's catch wrestling, Cage's counter wrestling power moves versus the high flying athleticism of Prince Puma. And I liked it. Prince Puma hits a double stomp. He hits a high cross body, a moonsault. Cage ends up hitting a power bomb, a jackhammer, but Prince Puma is able to kick out of all of that. Prince Puma is able to hit a super kick, a kick to the head, and a suplex right on the Cage. And I liked how when he hit Cage with the suplex, he didn't just do it immediately. He ended up struggling with it, so that was cool. Cage ends up hitting a power bomb into another power bomb, but then eventually the finish comes when Cage ends up shoving the referee, and then the referee gives him a warning saying that he'll DQ him if he puts his hands on him again. So then eventually Cage ends up hitting a low blow on the Prince Puma, so the referee calls the match off via DQ, which I didn't really like the fact they did a DQ finish because it kind of ruined the match a little bit for me. I understand why they did a DQ finish because I don't think they wanted to end this feud yet, and I think they wanted to make Cage look strong, but also make Prince Puma, keep the title on him. So I thought it was fine, but I just really don't like DQ finishes all that much. Especially, I don't mind them half sometimes, but if it's like a title match, and especially the title match and the caliber as this, still don't like them. And then eventually Cage ends up hitting a backbreaker into a flatliner, and he beats the crap out of Prince Puma. He ends up hitting a powerbomb on him, but then eventually Conan comes in the ring, hits Cage right across the back with his cane, or whatever it's called, he walks out there with, and this pisses Cage off, so he beats the crap out of Conan, and then he grabs the Lucha Underground Championship belt, and he hits Conan off the skull with it, busting him open, and then he takes the Lucha Underground Championship and breaks it in half. Now, this doesn't probably help make your championship look prestigious because you just unveiled this title probably 4 episodes ago. Actually, no, I think it was 3 episodes ago, actually, and you're already destroying the championship belt. However, it makes Cage look... so that probably doesn't help that. But I actually like it in the sense because it makes Cage look like an absolute dominant monster. The fact that he was just able to whip up a championship belt like that with these. And it shows that Cage has absolutely no respect for the Lucha Underground Championship belt. And absolutely has no respect for Prince Puma. And no respect for Conan. So I liked it in that aspect. But I can also hate it in the other aspect as well. But then, you think that's the end of the segment. But it wasn't the end of the segment. The last thing we see is Dario Cueto watching this through his office, and the mystery woman grabs him, slams him down into his chair, and this is the mystery woman that we've been seeing that has been spying on a lot of wrestlers. Sometimes I'll remember to mention her, sometimes I'll completely forget, and what happens is she asked Dario Cueto saying that she's looking for someone, and Dario Cueto doesn't know who she's looking for, but he says that he'll let her ask all of the fighters in Lucha Underground, but then the mystery woman says, I'm going to give you a name, and you're going to tell me if it sounds familiar. And the name that she gives him is Medusa. I don't remember the name. Let me see if I can find the name, because I don't remember what it was. Just going to make sure I have the name right, because then we don't want to have that. So just give me a second. I screwed up the date. This did not come out. It came out on January 28th, 2015. By the way, that's when it aired. I read the thin one. Sorry about that. And it was taped on October 5th, but I think I did say it. October 5th. I think I did say that though. No, it didn't. Wasn't taped on October 5th. No, it was taped on October 5th. That's kind of weird because some of these other episodes was taped on a... This was I guess this must have been taped on a tape delay or something because which is weird, but whatever. All right, let me make sure I get the name right because I have the notes from Wrestle Inc. Sorry, it's just being really slow. Well, here, okay, the name is Otenzo. I don't know if that's how you say that at all, but I don't know who that is. We're gonna find out who that is. I don't know what storyline that's leading to, but I'm pretty interested in it actually. I can't wait to see where that goes. At least they reason about why she's been sneaking around and stuff like that. So I liked it. But overall, I thought this was a really good episode of Lucha Underground. I thought it had some nice storylines. I thought it had some really good matches. So I really enjoyed this episode of Lucha Underground. I love the way the Lucha Underground is presented too, where it's like a TV drama mixed with wrestling. And I like TV, and I do like my insane TV drama stuff, and I like Lucha Underground. Well, I like wrestling too. So this is kind of a mixture of both things. And Lucha Underground, I think, just feels different when you watch it. So I like it. I'm going to continue to review it, and I'm going to continue to watch it. So thank you guys for watching this video, though. Like I said, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10, which is a C+, which is a really good show. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. And make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers. I know on the Talking 80 YouTube channels. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.